Well, what I like is about this garden is about gardening. All we had to do is just dig holes to put the plants in, then put the plants in, and then we just cover up all the dirt so the plants can grow.
Oh, it's very happy. It feeds my soul. That's what I keep saying. It's good for everybody, I think, for the community, for the kids. I'm in it. That's where my biggest passion comes from. That's what made being a mother again in my 30s made me realize that I was feeding a mouth, and it was very important to feed that mouth the right way and do things a little differently. So it's so easy to grow your own once you just kind of get yourself established to where you need. And this was, you just can't go wrong here. You know, it makes a lot of people happy.
There was a group in Henderson called Engage that started having visioning sessions in the neighborhood. And they were talking about what could they do to change the dynamics in the neighborhood. This neighborhood is a low-income, poverty-stricken area. It's got a lot of dilapidated homes in it. It's probably 70% rental, 30% home ownership. And so they wanted to start talking about what could you do in the neighborhood to make a difference. I just happened to think that a community garden, and I had never done a community garden, might be something that's simple and easy to do. And we had a vacant lot that hadn't been doing anything for 10 years, right in the middle of the neighborhood that they wanted to work in. So my husband and I started thinking about, well, what could we do? And it took us about a year to really get motivated. And so we came in, cleaned it off. We started talking to people in the community about the idea of a community garden. And we were amazed, but we had a lot of people come forward that wanted to help.
This is for everyone, and that's what it's about. That's really what it's about. It's about doing something to give back to your community that you have lived in for 30 or 40 years, and hey, it can be done. And that's the thing.
So the front section of the garden is what we call community access, and we have volunteers who've come in and helped plant it, and it is for anyone in the neighborhood who doesn't have a designated box to come in and pick and enjoy it. One of the things that's been wonderful is the children that come by, because some of them have never seen a garden grow. So they've seen it from the beginning to the end. And we like to show them what the food looks like, tell them they can take something home. I mean, we've given cucumbers away to children and they think they've been given a Christmas present.
Well, I put the seed in, then I covered it with dirt, and then I watered it.
What was it like to watch all that stuff grow?
It was pretty cool.
It was? Why was it cool?
Because when you get to plant stuff, you don't have to buy anything, you can just pick stuff. Well, people like to plant stuff, they like to grow stuff, and they like to share some plants with other people.
The back section of the garden, and there's 17 beds there, are what we call designated beds. And those beds are actually taken by individuals in the community, and they can plant whatever they want, and they can take from that and enjoy it with their family. Or they can give it away. They can do however they'd like to handle their own gardens. So we have some that planted only beans, and some that have planted beans and corn and squash. Some have planted only tomatoes. And then there's lots of boxes in between. It's interesting because each box looks very different, and you can tell that each person is doing something a little different. But the neighbors, at first we heard in the community, well, you'll never get anyone in that neighborhood to participate because it's a lot of work to grow a garden. And I knew that going into it and thought, well, that's a possibility. If that was the case, we would just turn it all into community access beds. But it wasn't. As a matter of fact, we had a waiting list within 2 weeks of getting the boxes up and ready. So people wanted to participate. They wanted to grow their own food. But once people kind of got the idea of growing fresh fruits and vegetables, however you design the garden, it was really amazing the interest that we've gotten in the community and outside of the community. Well, fresh food is important. When you start talking about a lot of the issues that are going on in our country right now, we start talking about the rising cost of health care. You start talking about obesity. You start talking about any number of issues that we know if we don't tackle today, they are going to overrun our country in 30 years. A lot of it comes right back to food.
Well, everybody has the right to fresh food. Everybody. You know, I don't care who you are. You should be able to grow or pick or buy or, you know, be given fresh, local food. I don't want to eat everything from Guatemala. Or, you know, if I want to go to Honduras, then I'll eat in Honduras, but I would prefer to eat what's from Kentucky.
What do the vegetables do for you?
They make you big and strong like the Hulk.